Today we go big. How big? How about biggest creatures big? Confused? How about biggest creatures ever captured big? You're starting to get it now. Well, in today's video, we're going to find the top 15 biggest creatures ever captured, and we can't wait to hear your reaction in the comments. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1 is a giant squid. I'm going to try it. Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni. This tentacled monstrosity is weighing in at a whopping 990 pounds, and it wouldn't be too far out of its element in a Lovecraft novel or from a specific style of art in Japan if you're a person of culture. Caught way back somewhere around February of 2007 by a crew from New Zealand that were just trying to get their hands on a Patagonian toothfish, otherwise known as a Chilean sea bass. The squid was nibbling on one said fish when the fisherman got it up. Sadly for the squid, though, it was almost dead upon the fisherman getting it on board. Lengthwise, scientists say these squids can get all the way to 46 feet long, while this one measured at 39. Imagine what else we could find in the deep blue sea. Number 2 is Anaconda. The anaconda don't, this anaconda don't, this anaconda don't want none if you ain't got boom! Or at least that's our visualization of what happened when workers at a construction site in Brazil came across this big slithering snake. And we don't really know what the real reason of death was, but an explosion was one of the potentials. Chances are this was not even a real thing, despite there being a video, because, well, videos can be faked and there's no other proof. However, the workers claimed this thing was 33 feet long and weighed 880 pounds, which is about the size of your mama. If it's true, though. Poor snake. Number 3, the biggest croc in captivity. We're pretty sure Captain Hook would have been avoiding Philippines like the plague had he been a real person and not a character created by J.M. Barrie for the West End play Peter Pan. Lolong is the biggest, not sure if the meanest, crocodile to ever have been in captivity. Measuring 6 meters and 17 centimeters, this bad boy was recognized as the largest in 2011. Even appeared on a National Geographic show, and somehow even landed his own TV series, even though post-mortem. Someone should get me Lolong's agent details. In any case, as you might have noticed, Lolong has passed away way back in 2013, so if you were hoping to get a live look, sadly, you've missed your chance. How you holding up so far? Well, we hope you're ready for more. Also, if you subscribe and leave a comment that says, "I subscribed," I will personally reply to your comment. Promise. Number 4 is Gargantua. Now, the sad story takes us all the way back to the times of the Great Depression. Gargantua was supposedly the largest gorilla captured, and sadly found its way into the Ringling Brothers Circus. The whole story of Gargantua is terribly sad, which is why we're not even going to go into the details, but we'll stick to some facts. Buddy was the first name given to the little gorilla when it was gifted to Captain Arthur Phillips. Then, due to one of the captain's crew being unhappy with leadership, the gorilla got maimed and the captain gave it away to Mrs. Lentz, who eventually sold it to the circus for $10,000. And so the 7-year-old, 460-pound gorilla became the star attraction that saved the circus from bankruptcy. Number 5 is Super Hogzilla. Well, that's what we named it because it's supposedly bigger than Hogzilla itself, and it was caught all the way back in 2004. Super Hogzilla was caught somewhere in January 2015 and measured over 9 feet long and over 1,050 pounds. And you know what's the most interesting part? The hunter, an 11-year-old boy. Not only that, but he killed Super Hogzilla with a revolver. A revolver! Granted, our young hunter by the name of Jameson started hunting at the age of 5, but still, if it doesn't make you believe you can achieve anything, well, I don't know what will. Jameson shot Super Hogzilla 8 times with his revolver, then he chased it down for 3 hours, finally getting the last and decisive shot off. Number 6 is Crabzilla. Catching crabs can bring a lot of joy to you and your family, unless it's the types of crabs that you catch, you know what we mean. Well, in this case, it's the nice type of crab. Even though somebody clearly has very little imagination in naming them, Crabzilla, otherwise known as Japanese spider crab, is the biggest crab to ever be on display. This tasty-looking crustacean weighs 30 pounds and is 12 feet across and has the honor of being in the Scheveningen Sea Life Center in The Hague in the Netherlands. Just imagine the amount of crab meat in that freaking thing. I'm salivating. Number 7, the Guinness World Record lobster. Now, are we sure this one's not named Lobsterzilla? You guys sure? You positive? Okay. They're sure. While there supposedly was a bigger one caught in Maine in 1926, the lack of remaining evidence makes us pick this one. So the Guinness World Book of Records has a part for this menu item, which supposedly weighed 44 pounds and was caught in Canada in 1977. People estimated it was over 100 years old. Anyone know if they taste better when they get older? I don't know. Does red lobster sell by the pound? What would this one cost? Let us know in the comments. We're just curious. Well, we're almost in the middle of the video, which means it's a good time to remind you our channel is full of amazing top 10s that'll give you hours of entertainment. So go visit and also give this video a like, and of course subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you'll never miss one of our new videos. Hey, let's continue with our big list. Number 8 is the biggest brown bear. Bearzilla? No, I won't continue using this joke, but it might not be the biggest ever recorded, but the way it was hunted should be awarded some merit. Chris Kamek spent 2 weeks in the Alaskan bush looking for a world record-breaking brown bear. Say that again, world record-breaking brown bear. You can't do it either. Lucky for him and not so much for Yogi here, but Chris somehow got within 14 yards of the bear. He survived and actually shot it dead with a bow. Boo Boo is probably starving somewhere now, and in any case, this bear had a slightly larger skull than the previous record holder, getting the new world record of 29 4/16 inches. Woo! I'm sure Chris is quite proud. Number 9, moose. Whose moose got loose? Please help. I'm chained to a radiator here, made to write these. What do I do? Anyway, back to the record holder moose. Shot on the 5th of September in 2004, this majestic beast weighed over 2,300 pounds and was 15 feet long. Credited to Eric Arnett, who used a .338 and needed the help of 2 guides and an additional 40 minutes to take the moose down. You know who Eric beat? A 10-year-old boy. Yeah. Eric can go to bed knowing he beat a 10-year-old boy at killing a relatively inferior foe. Way to go, Eric. Number 10, Goliath. We think that Goliath here would have been a much better trainer for our beloved Kung Fu Panda, at least based on the size. I mean, as you can imagine, Goliath here was huge. Goliath sadly passed away in November of 2002 at a very regal age of about 42. However, before keeling over, Goliath reached the size of 4.5 feet long and 3.4 feet wide and weighed an amazing 919 pounds, making us sure he probably would have knocked Habfor Julius Bjornsson out of the boxing ring eventually, and Eddie Hall would have gassed out even sooner. The only difference between the three, well, Goliath was eating greens. The other two, yeah, they're on a meat-heavy diet. Number 11, the biggest horse. Now, there's quite a few big horses that would merit to be on the list, but sadly, we picked this one because the biggest horse we can prove to have lived was Samson, born in 1846 in England. Not sure if the owner, Thomas Cleaver, knew what he was getting to or how much feed he'd have to buy, but Samson here grew to be over 3,300 pounds and over 7 feet tall, earning him the nickname Mammoth. Some say Samson was the best horse in the world, or at least that phrase would be used had Jeremy Clarkson presented him. Number 12, the biggest tiger. No, sadly, he was not called Tigger, and Winnie the Pooh's nowhere to be found either. But this Siberian Bengal tiger called Yapur ate Winnie. We'll never know for sure. But considering Yapur weighed an astonishing 935 pounds, we wouldn't be surprised. Yapur became a proud member of the Guinness Book of World Records in 1988. He was not only big in weight, but also length, covering 10.5 feet. I'm not sure how the people got him there, but Yapur was a pet of a lady called Joan coming out of New Jersey. One thing for sure, anybody that took care of Yapur had nerves of steel. Hey, we made it to the top 3. Are you excited to see what we kept for last? I know I am. You should be too, because here comes the creme de la creme of the biggest of the big. Number 13, shark. Whenever the Sun writes or posts something, you should always be a little skeptical. But in this case, it looks like it could be true. This female port beagle shark was 9 feet long and weighed 500 pounds. Considering it was a group of scientists with the help of anglers that caught it, they had no interest in turning it into shark fin soup. maybe they did, but they released it anyway, considering the specific species is endangered. But they didn't let her go before giving her the name of Danu. Scientists, being scientists, left Danu with several presents, 2 different types of satellite tags for tracking, and you're worried about the government watching your every move. Number 14, Snail. Okay, it might not be one of the biggest animals ever caught, but it's still interesting to see, and think of the possibilities. Escargot's very popular, and with a snail this size, you wouldn't have to order a whole bowl. You could just order one like it was steak. So the largest one ever recorded belonged to a gentleman named Christopher Hudson from Sussex. He received it from Sierra Leone. The snail was 15.5 inches long, so it really could be proud of its length, and it was surely popular with the ladies. Number 15, whale. Japan. So many wonderful things to see, interesting food to try, and while I would say their whaling business is their only black mark, I'd be lying. So we'll skip them for this time. Trying to keep friendly relations, just mentioning that the biggest ever recorded captured blue whale was 1947. It weighed an insane 418.8 pounds. However, the longest one captured was 110 feet and 28 inches, and that was 1909. Now, if you happen to have a hard time imagining the size of a whale, just think that their heart weighs about as much as your car. And if you want to support the Japanese, you can at least say they are taking revenge for Pinocchio. Well, there you have it for today, the top 15 biggest creatures ever captured. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one shocked you the most and why? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please do, and we'll see you next time.